At the start of the pandemic, when most people were worried about how they were going to hold on to their jobs, a Cape Town woman resigned as a night nurse to open a safe home for children in need. Statistics show that the number of abandoned children increased significantly during the pandemic. Around 300 are abandoned every month in South Africa. Tanya Nefdt has actually got this report for us.
Woodstock resident Genevieve Bootcov took the decision 2 years ago, just as COVID-19 hit, to open up the doors to her home to help vulnerable children, specifically abandoned newborn babies.
I always knew I wanted to do something more instead of just working for, private homes. I wanted to work with kids that needed a mom or a dad, that instead of those that already had that. I felt the need, I had the responsibility to fix it or to help those that I could help. So I had a home, I had means. I could take on a child or a couple of children and help them instead of them falling through the cracks, falling through the system and being neglected. I could actually save them long term instead of them. Yes, the babies that are technically abandoned or dumped, they go to these facilities and yes, they're alive, but they're not living.
Bootcov's labour of love has now grown into an NPO called Little Hands Baby Home. It's where, since the start of the pandemic, she's cared for 8 babies.
Ideally, our goal is to have the child for a couple of months and either they will then return to their family or they'll become adopted. However, sometimes it doesn't always work out that way, even though that's the intention for our babies that come to us. Sometimes, for example, we have one baby that's been here since birth for 15 months and there's no plan for her at the moment. So we're looking at possible foster care in her case, and she would actually stay with us.
Child protection authorities say that abandonment should be prioritized as a major social crisis. The statistics reveal the stark reality.
Children have the constitutional right to life. Previous statistics show that 2 out of 3 children who are unsafely abandoned die. Others who survive suffer trauma and in some cases are harmed in ways that will affect them for life. There are more than 300 children per month in South Africa who are abandoned. Past studies have shown that about 65% of abandoned babies are newborn and 90% of them under the age of 1. Abandonment should be prioritized as a major social crisis. We need to look at what we can put in place to reduce and prevent abandonment.
Bootcov hopes that knowing these tragic statistics, more South Africans will now open their homes to help a child or children in need. Tanya Nefdt, Cape Town.